last night, you wouldn't have thought we just scored 15 goals in 3 games playing like we did. That's from Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That's a nice name. I've got a dog called Cinnamon. Anyway, we're going to go live here and then we're on. That's us on, but we've read that out right away. Hi, it's Bernie Slavin here. Thanks for joining me on Facebook and YouTube Live. And thanks as always to the sponsors, GRS Installation, Galaxy Blinds, Smith & Friends Estate Agents, Cleveland Systems Engineering, Dovecot, Advanced Utility Solutions, Heroes and Legends, Cornerstone and TGM Cars. Yeah, I've got one here, just read out before it's on the YouTube. It's from Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Good evening, Bernie. Weird game last night. You wouldn't have thought we just had scored 15 goals in 3 games, played like we did. If you don't know the Borough team, I always read the team out. The team was no Bazog, no Azaz. I think both of them had, I don't know, some kind of bug. Both of them were missing. So the team was Bryn and goal, Borges and Aileen were the full-backs, Edmondson and Clark centre-halves. On the right was Doe, on the left McGree, Belazer and Howson continued in the middle with both Morris and Hackney injured. Conway and Latilaf up front. On the bench was Glover, Fry, Jones, Gilbert, Dick Steele, Hamilton, Foz, McCabe and Cartwright. The form we were in, I don't think there would be one Middlesbrough fan that thought, we knew Blackburn were going to be better than the last 3 teams we played. I mean, one of them, Queen's Park Rangers, they're still at bottom of the table. The other 2 are only 3 points off bottom 3. Blackburn, game in hand, half decent team, and they showed that last night. In the first half they were the better team, but we were in it on a high. The adrenaline levels must have been unbelievably high. But in typical Middlesbrough fashion, when everybody thinks we're going to win, it's going to be a formality and we're just going to turn up, which isn't the case. I'm not saying the players thought that. Some of the fans did. You know, some of the fans were joking, we're going to score 7 tonight. I know we scored 15 and 3, which was remarkable and deserved the plaudits. Amazing. But we played 9 home games. 9 home games. We've lost 3, drawn 2, win 4. Yeah. So the home form, has not been good. And not good enough. And last night we looked flat. The lad mentioned it. We looked flat. The fans looked flat. The players looked flat. There was a flatness right round the stadium. It was as if we were a run-of-the-mill side. This is a team that's clocked up 15 goals. No matter who you're playing, that's a remarkable amount of goals in professional football. 15 goals, unbelievable. And the quality of the finishes. But to go in last night, and in the first half we were sitting best all over the park. They kept the ball, created a couple of chances. We had a couple of half chances, powder puff shots. Not good enough, but what main line of supply last night was missing. Azaz, I give him stick. 11 games in, no goals. For me, if you don't score in 11 games, you're having a rough old time. Although he was creating goals, still had to chip in. Now he scored 5, he's still creating 5. Well, last night he was missing due to the bug. Then we had Doak. So, we're 2 main lines of supply are Azaz and Doak. They're the most creative players. Well, Azaz never played, and Doak, the 2 the supply lines were severed. I say Azaz never played, and Doak, they doubled up on Doak. Doak never really got in the game. That probably is, I wouldn't say a bad game, but under par performance. That's his probably an under par performance from Doak because they doubled up on him. Any joy was getting. He had one shot late second half. I think it hit the left hand post for near a cute angle, impossible angle. If it would have been a great goal, but Doak was, as I say, they were doubling up. They marked him out of the game. Azaz wasn't playing, so we had a few issues. But why should we have issues with a 28-man squad? We did have a problem with McGree come off. But let's be honest, I'm a McGree fan. I still don't get this Australian Middlesbrough thing and he's always on the bench when I play before an international and always goes onto the bench when he returns. And he's not played enough for me and he obviously he's got a few injury problems. But he went down yesterday. I think the second tackle, he went down, taken off. Hopefully he's back sooner than later. But we can't rely on McGree because McGree's hardly played a game this season. He has for Australia, but not for Middlesbrough. But I have to say, at times we looked lethargic and slow and laboured, deliberate. We were passing. We were still playing that slow paced game. There was no zest and livening things up. And Saturday we play Hull City, and Hull City, well, they're managerless. They're near the bottom of the league. So 3 points, has to be 3 points because there's some big games coming up after that. Anyway, was I surprised last night with the performance? Yes. Was I disappointed? Yes. Did I think we were going to beat? No. A draw, I thought. Draw's not a great result, but it just keeps the momentum going. But to lose the game, but as I say, we've lost before, home games. 2-2 Portsmouth. Then we lost 5-0 against Stoke in the Cup. Preston was 1 each. Oh, look, we can come on. You're Borough fans, you should know who you beat with. Then Bristol beat us 2 and Coventry beat us 3. And then last night we get beat. So I says 2 weeks, well, on here and in the lounge that I host at the Legends Lounge at Riverside, for us to get in where we want to be, top 6, top 2, promotion, we have to start winning our home games. And I'm fairly confident we'll pick up a lot of points away from home. But at home, we're still huffing and puffing. Apart from Luton, there's been 1-0s and draws and defeats and not been good enough. And that's where we'll get it. If we can get my home form right, as I say, turn it into a fortress. I've said this for a couple of months. It's not happening. Mohammed says, hello, Bernie Joseph Slavin, gutted we lost to an offside goal. Listen, Mohammed, yeah, but they did tear us apart before it was, well, it depends what picture. There's a guy put on 2 pictures today. You know, one, the lad was onside, and then the next one, he was offside. Hey, we've not got VAR. One of the downsides, it works for us. The old saying, it swings and roundabouts, and eventually you get a break. The goal, the move down their right, their left, was very good. There was a couple of intricate passes and a bit of showmanship. Ball got worked in, they were queuing up to put it in the net. So, offside, there's no VAR, so we can't. We never deserve to win. That's the thing, Mohammed. We can blame the ref all you want, but it's still bad defending. The guy tore us down the left-hand side, eventually played it into the box. It's a shame we lost. We have to beat Hull, who has no manager at the helm. Yeah, look, again, we got into it and thinking, we're going to win. We must win. They're garbage, there's no manager. I mean, they sacked Rossini, didn't they? I went to Hull last year. Was it last season? They sacked Big Rossini. I thought he was doing a half decent job. And they brought in some other lad and he's gone. But let's not... Look, we go in, right attitude. But I don't want to hear... I seen some quotes today on social network. Oh, we've had the star players are injured. We've had a 28-man squad. Michael Carrick went on record starting the season saying this is the best squad he's had. Best squad, not team. Squad. Well, we shouldn't have a problem in. Because if there's 5 injured, we've got another 15 waiting to get on. Bernard, we have to admit that we are just too inconsistent. It's not good enough to win promotion. We cannot depend on players being fit either. That's from Mick Mills. Is it Mick Mills or Hills? Mick Mills. Yeah, I agree with that as well. As I say, home form is the biggest asset to get us promotion. We've proved we're good enough on the road. But at home, we've huffed and puffed and struggled. I mean, I was with a former teammate of mine last night. I'm not sure who he was, it was a private conversation. He said, do you know what, Bernie, that's the worst we've played this season. That was his opinion. It wasn't very good. As I say, it was slow and laboured, predictable. But it was like a team that had conceded 15 goals as opposed to scoring 15 goals. You know, some people were saying before the game, oh, but Blackburn's had a rest. If you ask me, do I want the game to be cancelled or called off due to conditions at the weekend, or do I want to play in a team that scored 6? I want to play in a team that scored 6. Because I'll be buzzing going into last night's game. If I was like Lam, I'd think, hey, hat-trick Saturday, come on, I've got another hat-trick tonight. Give me the ball, get it in the box. But it just never, didn't materialise. As I say, Rodriguez injured early doors. Young Hamilton come on. Still lightweight. People are asking me, where does he play? I don't really know, to be honest. I think he's more a right than a left winger. But on the right, he's not going to in because Stoke's there. So he came on and didn't really get in it. Second half had a couple of flashes, but he's still a young lad. He's still lightweight. He's still getting used to the area, which I totally get. Even Bernie, you may remember me saying after the Oxford game that we have to stop conceding goals. This is from Matt Wetter. Otherwise, it's a long one, so I'll read it. Otherwise, we won't make the top two. It's great scoring goals, as you know, but the reality is that if we don't concede a goal, then we don't lose. Statistically, for over a decade, no team in the Championship has finished an automatic promotion spot losing more than 11 games. As we have now lost 6 games, those statistics suggest that we can only lose more than 5 games in the remaining 29 games to get an automatic promotion. In my opinion, we now need an amazing unbeaten run of playoffs. It is Bernie up the borough. So that's Matt's post tweet. I've read it. I'm one of them. I know what you're saying. Last night, if we keep it tight, we don't lose a goal. Whether it was offside, onside, whatever, it's a goal. If we don't lose a goal, we get a point. Might be a valuable point. I'm still one of them. I want to score 5, if the opposition score 4, so be it. I'm not too bothered. I'm a forward-thinking guy, attack-minded guy. Want goals, want excitement, entertainment, and we've had that. Recent games have been unbelievably good, but last night it's never get going. And I know there's a ruck with the fans. Some people tell me I don't read papers. One of the supporters behind the goal let fireworks off illegally because the club don't allow that. A lot of clubs don't allow it, probably rightly so, to be fair. And they get banned. This guy get banned, or what I hear. If you know, you come on and tell me and put me right. But same way he's been banned for a few years because of this firework carry on. So then a lot of is it a 12 man? A lot of fans anyway, the guys that bang the drums, make the noise, create the atmosphere, the real genuine atmosphere, which I love, they've stopped going. So maybe last night that played a part as well. Somebody did say, one of my mates says that his mate phoned and says, oh, it's the fans' fault. It's not the fans' fault. Away, fans are only playing. This guy's a clever lad as well. I'll not tell you his occupation, but he's a clever lad. But obviously, blaming the fans over the team is ridiculous. The fans in the team were flat last night. Neither were up for it. As if we had a God-given right to turn up and just win. Stephen Horn says, hi Bernie, other teams have sussed us out, defend well, hit us on the break. We have all the possession and they sit back and wait for us to open up. And someone says, red faction, so it's the red faction are claiming it had nothing to do with the flare. Okay, Cinnamon, so it's nothing to do with the flare. So I don't know what it is, but there is a lack of atmosphere behind the goal now. Whatever the reason is, it's not my duty to unearth why they're not there and what happened. I just heard it was that incident with the flare. It might be more than that. So, but if you support a team, hey, Celtic's got what they call the Green Brigade. Rangers have got a whatever they're called. They've been banned, but as soon as they get an opportunity to come back, they're back. Sort it out, get back in. They're coming back for the Hull game anyhow. All right, so that's good news then. As I say, personally, I've missed them. Last night was certainly, you just knew, there was a bit of singing, but no, I was going to say volatile, that's not the right word. No, it's vibrant and upbeat. As I say, it goes hand in hand. The team perform, the fans get right behind them. And both of them are up there. But last night, when we are struggling to break through the teams, we should shoot, especially with plenty of time on the clock. This is for David McCarthy. If you do, don't buy a ticket. Do you know what, David? Yeah. So what happens last night if you're not at the game and you didn't see the game? Well, 1-0, they scored a goal, but time's running out. We get the ball, it goes to centre half, I think it goes left, then into midfield, back to the centre half, who had the cheek and audacity to hit it back to the goalkeeper. Bryn. Now, with time running out and we're 1-0 down, what's up with that hoofing it into the box? Somebody might want a header, somebody might elbow somebody, might deflection, score a goal. Nothing. We opted to mess about, fanny about, I call it. Fanny about, 1-0 down, but 8 minutes left, and we give it back to the keeper. And the crowd were getting ratty, they were getting on the boo, some were booing. And rightly so, I was probably booing. What are you passing it back for? Get it in the box, get it down the flanks, push them up, get them turned. We up to the play back. The other thing that annoyed me last night, and I said it a few weeks ago, and the player I'm going to say was left out the following game, Ayling. Ayling, and it was, he got taken off last night again, Ayling. I would like to see Dick Ayling. I've not against Ayling. Ayling's top pro. 110%, great pro, great career, great attitude. But what he doesn't do, and I know why he's not doing it, and he'll know why he's not doing it. When he gets the ball at right back, the majority go inside, easy ball. Keep retention of the ball, get it. But he should be opening up, and I said this 3 weeks ago, play it to Doak, shot. But do you know why he doesn't play shot to Doak? Because if Doak does get caught, he's under the cosh, and as a 33-year-old, you're going to get burnt up with these young whippersnapper wingers. 3 times last night, first half, at least 3, played it over the top. Doak doesn't want it over the top. Now and again he might, but not everyone. He'd rather have it his feet turn and run at them. He had 3 over the top last night, early doors, went out the park, and continued that vein, or he just ignored them. And then in the second half, it was the same outcome. Then he got the hook. But that'll be the reason he's not doing that. Because if he plays it short, where Doak is, so if he's 10, 15 yards away, there you go, Doak turns, has a goal, gets caught in possession, he's under the cosh. Oh dear, have to defend. This guy's a whippersnapper, he's a whippet. He doesn't want that. So he's putting it over there so Doak goes up there and he can push up and be cool. But that's not what I want off my fullback. We're playing this down, you got a guy like Doak, you have to spoon feed him. And we neglect it. It wasn't the game, they did double up, but there was a lot of time we could have got the ball and we never gave him the ball. And if Azaz isn't in to create things, Doak's the main man. Well, he is the main man even when Azaz is fit. But Doak needs to be spoon-fed. Don't ignore him. Don't think I'll be under the cosh if he gets caught in possession. Give him the ball. Be confident he won't lose possession. And he'll certainly chase back. He's not one of them who gives the ball away and would leave Ayling isolated 1-on-1. He would bust the gut to get back there. But that was one thing that was evident last night. Carrick must have seen it, he took him off. But I seen it from the off. And I seen it a few weeks ago and he never played him in the next game. So, Ayling I'm a fan of, great professional, but they're not neglecting Doak, who's been unbelievably good. As I say, that was a game last night, he never really flourished. Duty doubling up and Duty not getting the ball. Totally agree, whole place was flat. Those lads who stepped in, who are on the fringes, are just not up to it. This is for Phil Otten. And it was telling Belazer slows us down. Hamilton put in an awful showing, so much so felt sorry for him. He was that bad. As I say, Hamilton's had cameo appearances. He's not played regular. His confidence still won't be high. I don't know how he's settling in the area. I'm sure he's lived up here now in accommodation. But I'm being honest, I don't know how many years he's been at Man City, but Middlesbrough's a difficult place to settle in. I found it very difficult. I took a year, and I was 24. This guy's what is he 18 or 21? Hamilton. I know Doak's 18, isn't he? Well, anyway, if he's been in Manchester for you and comes to Middlesbrough, it's a shock to the system. Don't kid yourself. Don't kid yourself. You ain't signing for a French club in Paris. You're coming to Teesside, and Teesside is. I found it very difficult, and I think these days it'd be even more difficult to settle into the area. So there's that side that we don't really see. I do take that into account because I've been through it in Middlesbrough, on Teesside. I've been through that. As I say, that first year was a nightmare for me. On and off the park, couldn't settle, wasn't enjoying it, living in digs with a family, didn't have anywhere to go, thought, what is this all about? And then eventually the penny dropped. Settled, team doing well, I do it. Loved it, still here, 40 years on. So I'll give the boy another 4, 5, 6 months to try and get to grips with Teesside and the footballing side. But he does look slight. He's not got the mentality or the ruggedness of Doak. I don't think he's that. He's a skillful. He looks a skillful kid. Drops his shoulder, but he's on the left and he's not got a left peg. He cuts in on his right. So that's another problem he's got. He's playing out of position because he can't get in the right because Doak's there. If Hull City sit back, then I fear We'll be nervous, but we have to start and scrap and grind out results, Mark. Oh, Mark, I'm sure that the lads know that. But I just couldn't understand how flat it was. As I say, both on and off. After 15 goals in 3 games, that's an astonishing amount of goals. The quality of the goals. And to come out and put in an average performance, excuse me, who against a team who are half decent. I mean, they were half decent. I said getting into the game last week that they'll be tougher than the last 3 games we've played. And it proved that. But the first half, they were far superior, and there was lion's share of possession, couple of chances. Then the second half, we would have had the rollick at half time. We come out better, but not ridiculously better. We come out a bit better without really troubling anybody. What is iconic is teams say it's hard to get a result at the Riverside. It's even harder for us, for Stephen. That's true. Get him a place at Saltburn, he will love it. Oh, so he's talking about Hamilton, get a place at Saltburn. Saltburn's a lovely place, without a doubt. Mark Smith, hiya Mark. Frustrating last night, Bernie. It was that, Mark, without a doubt. We didn't change anything in terms of shape or position. For example, I would have switched Doak on the opposite flank as they had a game plan to stop him. And we didn't change anything apart from like for like predictable. That's a fair point, Mark. You know, I'm saying Hamilton wasn't doing it. Hamilton, I'm led to believe, is more a right-sided player. Well, we don't know getting a lot of joy. You could even just switch the wingers. It says, Hamilton, you go there. You like a shot over there because you're more right-footed. Get over there. Doughty, not a lot of joy. You switch to the left. I think when I played teams, we were told that. I sometimes played the left when Peter Davenport was here. And we used to say, if it's not going to plan, you can switch over. You don't have to consult or confront the manager. You don't have to ask for his permission. You do it in the game. If it's not working, let's try something different. You don't need the coach to change it or the manager. You can change it within. The captain turn around and say, right, let's change it. So that's the other thing, Mark. That's a fair old point, that, because a Johnny Howson who played last night, a Johnny Howson, vastly experienced, wealthy experience, he should be able to change it within the game. You say, right, let's change a couple of things. And he could make adjustments. I don't know if Carrick would do it. There's certain style of coaches, management, where it's his way of the highway, or you're flexible. I like the flexible one. If it's not happening, I'm on the bench as coach, or on the sidelines, you're on the park, you're 34-year-old, experience, change it. And then if it doesn't go to plan, we'll talk about it afterwards. Bruce Rayk used to do it to Tony Mowbray. He'd say to Mugger, look, we go, this is the way we want to play. We tell all the lads. But if it doesn't go to plan, and Tony, he called him Tony, if Tony wants to change it, we'll change it. And if it gets worse or doesn't go to plan, we'll talk about it after the game or in the Monday. And I think that's good coaching. But we go again Saturday, Matt says. You're right, Matt. Bernie, I think we missed Azaz. Our midfield was poor. We need Morris and Hackney back. Very disappointing result. Look, there's no doubt we've got first team regulars and players, and Hackney and Morris are arguably the two best central midfielders we've got. But when you get 28-man squad, and Michael Carrick says it's the best squad he's had, and he's more than happy with the squad, then other players have to come to the table and bring something to the table. We can't just, not everybody last night, well, we can, but with bad performance, but you can't just brush the 3 games that we've battered teams, embarrassed, humiliated them, 15 goals, and then last night we have an off night and everybody, I had a few boos and I'm thinking, no way. You know, we weren't good, but boo. At the end of the game, that's a fair point. You paid your money. I'm not saying don't boo, but I don't really get the boos. 15 goals, 9 points, and then we have an off night. Look, if we get beaten Saturday, there'll be more than boos against a managerless, rudderless Hull City. They're third bottom in the league. And then the big games kick in. Is it Leeds United, Burnley, Millwall? Then it's I know what people are saying, yeah, but the big games we perform. Well, let's see we do. We performed against the Minnows recently, big time. Let's hope we do. McGree went off with a dead leg. How does that happen so early on? Do you know what, Phil? The whole McGree saga, it's like a television drama programme. He's in 1 minute, he's out the next. He's injured, we don't know how he gets injured. We know how he gets injured last night. Then he goes into national duty and he always seems to be fit and play. And then we come back, he doesn't play. And then we don't see him. Last night we did see a player getting injured on the pitch. A lot of the injuries we've had this season and last season, we didn't see any of them getting injured on the field of play. So at least we did see it with our own eyes. He was struggling, he got injured, and let's hope that he's fit fairly soon. But I wouldn't rely on McGree because he's been inconsistent. I think he played. I'd like to know if he played more for Australia than Middlesbrough. And I'm one of his biggest fans, and I still think there's more than meets the eye. He's not a regular in the Middlesbrough team. And that's not just because of injury. He was on the bench when he was fit. Well, if you're on the bench, you must be fit. So I can't even say that name, Mohammed. I'd like you to read that. Slaviska Jakovic may get the Hull City job. Mohammed don't know who's going to get the Hull City job. It's no concern. But when they're third bottom of the table, the thing that always puts a wee span in the works, the early kickoff, 12:30 kickoff Saturday, isn't it? What is it with players passing the ball behind each other? Rarely is there a pass where the player doesn't have to, this is for Jonathan Hill, where the player doesn't have to turn away from goal to pick it up. The ball needs to be a player to run onto, at least his feet. So what is it with players passing the ball behind each other? Well, I don't think they pass it behind deliberately, do they? Rarely is there a pass where the player doesn't have to turn away. Well, it's bad passing. If you have to turn the way you're describing, it's bad balls, isn't it? And a lot of balls when they get in the box, there was a prime example the other day, Man City, can believe 3-0 up, 3-3. Haaland scored. The ball just, the lad in the wing had bombed up the right, but he didn't hit Haaland, he hit the space. And that's an invite for your striker to gamble on your toes, anticipate and finish it. And Haaland, obviously, one of the best in the business at doing it. So wingers don't have to be hit somebody's head or pinpoint to their feet. Hit the space between the goalkeeper and the centre backs. If you put in between both of them, it creates chaos. So you don't. But if they're playing it behind, yeah, I've seen a few of them last night. Well, it's poor balls. I have to say, I watched a bit of Man United game tonight. The boys, was it second goal for Man U? What a touch and finish. Did you see it? If you've not seen it, watch it. Ball's come in, he's touched it and hit it. I think he hit it in the volley. One touch, then he hit it in the volley. Bottom left-hand corner. Red Facts, and I read that because one fan had been banned, then many had supported his ban and also boycotted the game too. Well, I see backing your mates now, but at the end of the day, it doesn't do anybody any good, does it? Fans or the team. We're all in it together, aren't we? We have a moan and a groan, and we still go and support the team. Seen people calling for Carrick's head today, Bernie. Ludicrous. Mike Flanagan. Hiya, Mike. Calling for Carrick's head? What are you on about? We had a statue getting built to him 2 weeks ago, now we want to take his head off. What's going on? No, listen. We have to get the home form sorted out. I'm not going to say we don't. We do. 9 home games, lost 3, drawn 2, won 4. And we've lost games against average teams and teams that will be nowhere up there. So, and the Coventry was the biggest embarrassment, but we bounced back brilliantly. So there's no reason why we can't go and beat Hull, which we expect, even after last night. And then hopefully kick on against the big guns of the table. But if you're calling for Carrick's head, you're a half-wit. You don't got a clue. What are you on about? I'm not happy last night, but I didn't even let my head all get rid of Carrick. What are you on about? Because he's been away with the Oz and doesn't like to play before or after. Alright, so it's Mike carrying on his thing. So some people calling for Carrick's head today, Bernie, ludicrous, more or less, because he's been away, meaning McGree's been away at Oz and doesn't like to play before or after. Oh, I don't get it. If McGree doesn't play for Middlesbrough, when fit, well, saying that, Carrick might not just fancy him. But if he's fit enough to play for Middlesbrough and doesn't play, and then we let him go to Australia, I don't give two hoots about Australia, do you? I don't. I don't give two hoots about England, Croatia. I don't care about any of them. Ireland, don't care about any of them. Scotland. I like the players doing well, and I watched Stoke recently against Poland. I thought he was terrific. But Middlesbrough's the bread and butter. We support Middlesbrough. And this is priority. And if you don't play for your club, you shouldn't be going international duty, especially around the other side of the world. But when we sign internationals, you know what you're getting. You're spotting about wingers switching as wingers. Can then both go wide instead of cutting inside? This is for Mark. Is that Housen is too quiet to dictate change on the pitch, or maybe he's not allowed to? Who knows? Well, we don't know, but it's a fair question for the journalists. It's always in the same camp as a club. It's up to them to ask some questions like, you know, do you give them a license to maybe change things during the game? Well, if it's not working, you can't always get your point over. Is there a time then you think, look, you change it, Johnny, or you change it, whoever, Ailing, vastly experienced. But it's not happened. Not seen it. On the McGree thing, it's really naffing me off. What is a dead leg or really jet lagged again? Jet lag only must last one way, which I know is a lot of tosh because I've flew my fair distance in flights and you get knackered going, knackered coming back, but it seems to only be one way. When he comes back, when he goes, he's alright, he's always fresh as a daisy. But he did suffer last night. We seen him, he was on the floor and we had to get treatment, so good luck to McGree. But McGree really has got a life of railway. Ha. There's a joke in there somewhere, isn't there? Right, keep them coming. I'll read a few of these, so I'm getting time to read these because, as I say, I had to do it. I did it this time. I was going to do it 9 to 10, but because of the games in the telly, I thought if I do it at 9, people watching the games are just going to want to see the whole game, and I get that. Excuse me. Joe says McGree limped off. He only plays for Australia. I think we've covered that one, Joe. Matt says, where was his ass against Blackburn last night? Well, I think it was well documented, Matt, that he had a bug. Diengs had the bug. There's a few of them had the bug, so I think that's why he was out. But Diengs, no Dieng, Azaz, Matt, no missed a game. I don't think he's missed a game. I think he's one of the, well, he is now. But I don't think he missed a game up until last night. Played every game. I think he's only wanted to do that. And obviously he was missed last night. We can't say he wasn't because he scored 5 goals now. He's still great, but he's chipped in with 5. So the lad has turned it round now, and then he unfortunately gets a bug. Franco says, typical Borough, when everyone expects a walk in the park and a given, it doesn't happen. I don't think we went in with an arrogance. I think we were in there confident, and we should be, but after 10-15 minutes, we didn't look confident. Bad day at the office, we move on. Timmy Leach. We've had a few bad days at the office, but Timmy at the Riverside. You know, maybe one too often. Michael Saunders says, what's your thoughts on Conway and Lath playing together, Bernie? They seem to struggle at times when on the pitch together. To be honest, Michael Saunders, thanks. I've not seen enough of them. I've seen enough of them to think similar to you, but I've not seen enough of them. To work as a partnership, you need to work regular at training. You need to work as a pair, hunt as a pair, become telepathic, and obviously at the minute there's none of that because they've not played enough. 2 of them seem to be runners. Azaz, when he plays the number 10, is more a composed figure, tries to get it, control it, pass it. He's got good vision. I think Conway, well, I don't think I know. Conway and Lath are more like runners, closing down, harassing, movement. Whereas Azaz is more controlled, cool, and yeah, you can throw a blanket over Azaz sometimes. He gets the ball, but he's a quick thinker. He's got good vision. He's aware of what's around him. gets it and passes it. Whereas the other two, it's head down and run and work hard, and I'm not knocking that. But yeah, at the minute it doesn't look as if it works. But so let's see here. Bad day at the office. Hudson Conway, yeah. Paul McLean says, need to win on Saturday and put this bad result behind us. Our home form is abysmal. What was I say? 4 wins out of 9 isn't good. If you're a team that's fancied to be in the top 6, arguably top 2, and that's across the board. You hear a lot of, I'll say, national radio, see loads of stuff in the social network with opposing fans, and a lot of people saying, hey, Middlesbrough, we're up there. But if we're going to be up there, we need to get the home form right. Because if the wheels come off away from home, which we've done well away from home, then we're in trouble. If you win all your home games and you go on your travels and don't lose up, you're going to be up there. You're going to be in the mix. But last night, it was a good point somebody made. Minutes were ticking away. 6-8 minutes left. 1-0 down. We're not in it. We've not really troubled the goalkeeper. And we get it and we mess about at the back, play into midfield, come back and play back the goalkeeper. What's that about? No, you could hear a pin drop last night because of the lack of atmosphere. If I was up there, or lads I played with, like Gary Hampton and co, I'd be shouting, what the hell, you get it up. I don't see any of that. I don't see any of that. Do you? Were you at the game last night and seeing anybody complaining about that? Me up top, trying to make runs, you watch the boys that's on the ball and the forwards are trying to move and get away from the markers. But you're not seeing that because you're watching the ball, the guy in the ball. And he plays it back to the keeper. Deserve any bashing? Definitely. But it's up to somebody, and nobody done it, because I would have heard them. Nobody shouted. You get it on the mixer, get it up top. We can't score there, we're losing one, nothing. Just an acceptance, this is what we do, this is the way we're programmed in, this is in our DNA, we don't give the ball away, we keep it, and we look pretty, but don't really, no. When you're 1-0 down with 8 minutes to go, get it in the mixer or down the flanks. For the wingers to bomb on, don't still on, don't forget, you get that pace. I know Ailing tried half a dozen balls that were poor, but somebody else could try that ball over the top. Stephen Bradley says, hi Bernie, do you think we are missing Morris in the engine room? I'll be honest, Stephen, Morris he's just come in like as if he's been about for years. He settled in instantly. Obviously, I'd never heard him, I don't think you'd have heard him, but he came in and we're all saying, who's this Morris? But instantly made an impact, looks the part, can pick a pass, can get forward, can defend, great engines, great work ethic. I think without a doubt he's missed. And Hackney obviously scored a couple of great goals a few weeks ago. I'm looking for another goal or two when he comes back. But yeah, I think without a doubt. Stephen. Liza says, you're on late. I had me cash on late. Blackburn goal. I could see it coming. Oh, Liza, don't be saying that. That was always a fear. The longer it went, we're thinking, oh, I'm sure a lot of people were thinking, oh, we'll take a point. We've not been good, we'll take a point. But not even get a point was disturbing. The question now isn't it, do we have the quality? Because we've shown we clearly do. It's more about, can we sustain it throughout the season? Yeah. Fighting with that wall. Are you Wolfman? Yeah, I've just kicked the thing, the board. Fighting. I don't fight with, just wrestling in a nice way. So I'll read a few of these and I'll go back to that. Franklin says, typical Borough, and everyone expects a what? No, I've read that. Paul says, I see West Ham have confirmed interest in Latte Laugh. Have they? I don't read papers like that, have they? I'm not aware of that. I know that they say there was a scout there at the weekend and Latte Laugh get the match ball and a hat trick, and that's all brilliant, but the scout may have not been there watching Latte Laugh. He would have caught the eye for sure. But this is my one fear as a Borough fan. That we lose one of the big hitters in January. They're talking about Van der Berg, he's injured. Latte Laugh's definitely on radars. People know that he was on his way, but for whatever reason, negotiations broke down. So that they know that somebody's tested the club and the money involved, and they might go in January and think, you know what, we want them. I think it would be, well, it'd be soul destroying for me, for you as Borough fans, if anybody goes in January. Any of the big hitters, that is. Because if we're seriously about getting promotion or finishing top 6 or top 2 or automatic, then we have to keep every player that we've got. You know, what happened if Liverpool took Dope back and then we sell like laugh? Where are we going? I'm not saying that's happening, I'm just looking realistically for my gut, thinking it's a possibility. I hope I'm talking absolute garbage, but I've seen it over the years. Things are going well, and then all of a sudden so-and-so moves, he goes, and so, yeah, we just have to hope that we get to January, we're still in a healthy position in that top 6 position, and that we don't want anybody going in January. I'd like to see 1 or 2 coming in as opposed to anybody going. I think our players are too nice to have a go at each other on the pitch, but you're right. Players have to have a go at each other at times and tell each other to pull their finger out. Do you know what, Matt? I just don't want to hear anybody. Do you hear people shouting? Do you hear anybody? And look at the faces. You can see the faces under the floodlight. Do you see any annoyance and disturbance and aggravation and being angry? That's healthy. I think they're scared to offend. I don't see anybody giving it to their teammates these days. Having an opinion, despite what you think, you'll not get locked up. Well, you might in Britain, maybe have to move abroad. Having an opinion is a good thing. Having a verbal bash, no boxing, don't be fighting, but a verbal bashing and a bit of honesty towards your teammate is healthy. Or wake them up. You might get a bit back, but that's good because you're firing them up, you're getting these adrenaline levels up. Might be on a bit having a bad time, he needs woken up, you give him a bit of stick, he gives you a bit back, then the adrenaline, then he starts getting in amongst it. But if you're pussyfooting about, oh, unlucky, no, you're not unlucky, you've done it 5 times. If I was Doak, I don't know if Doak did give Aileen, I would say, no, Doak, hey, Aileen, do you want to give me the bottom of my feet? 10 yards. I won't get caught. If I do, then you just have to defend and maybe get burnt up now and again, but I'm confident we'll get by this lot. Let's see. Is that Gary Speed, Bernie? Nice touch, mate. No, Gary Speed, God rest Gary Speed. I knew Gary. Very good player. Played in the Leeds United side that won the Premiership. He actually played the day that Cantona and Strachan and all that played. Dare I say it. The ginger one that became his manager. They came to Leeds and we beat them 4-1 the Premier League. And then I remember him on the television, then tragically. Carlton Morris did have a go at his Luton teammates. Nothing wrong with saying, right, come on, what we're playing at. Well, that's good. But I don't care about the other, it's our players. I think we've got a team of good guys, honest guys. I think there's a good camaraderie there. You can sort of feel it, but you still have to give your teammates a need bashing to waken them up. They need to waken themselves up, but if they're not, it's down to the coach or the coaches or if there's team managers to give you a rocket. I've had plenty of that. Bruce Ray, dear me. I couldn't repeat on here some of the things he used to say to me. You know what I mean? But I quite enjoyed that confrontation because it did wind me up. It made me go, yeah, I'm going to show you. So it was good. But I know guys in the modern game now, and they say you can't say boo to anybody. So maybe it's partly to do with that. I mean, somebody says something that you can go and say, oh, he's bullying me. What are you on about? What are you on about? We still want a true captain. This is for Matt Scott, a Brian Robson and his team, especially for certain games. Brian Robson, very few Brian Robsons. I mean, you look at all the Man United players, whether it's Beckham or the Nevilles or Giggs or Pally, the best man, when they say the best player, the leader, is Brian Robson. And I don't know if you've ever seen the Brian Robson. I was at Old Trafford Cup, was it a couple of years ago? Last year? Mixon, Robbo was there, his DVD thing was out. He said, do you want to buy one? That? And I'm at royalty. Well, I'm not at royalty, I have no money. Don't carry a card either, I have nothing. And he says a wee bit, oh, you're a tight whatever, and I just laughed it off. But when I got home the next night, I thought, do you know what, I'm going to pay on the whatever it was on, Prime or whatever. And I watched it, and I swear, I knew Robbo was good, and I've heard everybody compliment him, but I've always rated him unbelievable. But when I watched it, dear me, what a player. Leader, captain, courageous, broke every bone in his body, scored goals, not just for Man United, for England, West Brom before that. Incredible. If you've not seen it, watch it. Incredible. Bernie, my dad tells me stories about the old Borough days. Is it true Bruce Rare made you and your teammates shave like the anime? Laugh out loud. Cinnamon, that's true. Bruce Rare would come in, and I've been shaving since I was 10. I had a beard when I was 8. No, we used to have to shave. And if you had me a bit of stubble, I used to like going Monday to Friday. If there was no midweek game, Monday to Friday, get a shave on the Friday or the Saturday morning, you felt fresh, you felt good within yourself. Maybe if it had been in the head, but anyway. And Bruce used to go, you shaved to do that, he'd brush over you and he'd go, right, fined. And he'd find you for not shaving. The lads would come in with a nookie bite, love bite, you call it, whatever you call it. And Bruce would say, get that covered up, you're fined. You come in with an old pair of trousers, ripped denims, fined. Me and Pally went to swimming in the Birmingham Forum, and the guy was telling us to get out, and it was late at night, 10 o'clock, we're messing about in the pool, and this guy complained, told Rare, fined again. Me and Pally went for cakes one day on the Friday, good professionals, for the away trip on the bus to eat, and late for the bus, fined again. I've got every fine. I've got every paper, the official fines of the football club. I had a book a few years ago. If anybody's got it, it's in them. I put a few in there. I could have thought another book with all the fines I got. I think I got one fine for being sent off. No, sent off. But wow, I'm a younger fan. You see, it's fascinating learning about my club's history, and it is. It is. You should learn your club's history. No, Bruce Rare was a great man manager. Without him taking over the helm for the late great Wally Madron, Wally did a great job, great eye for talent, got all the young players in, played for next to nothing. And that squad, Bruce booted everyone, he's up the backside, became like a father figure. He was everything in one. And without him behind us, because he was mentally, he was super strong. His father was seemingly a sergeant major, so he was disciplined, and he was always smart. Still smart to this day. When we've fundraising nights for Gary Pattinson, Bruce was always smart, really smart and fit. Still trains. I don't even know how old he is, but he was like a lieutenant, and everything was bang on, punctual. You used to go out your car at Erson Park, if you're old enough to remember. Erson Park, the players used to park in the school or under the stand. There was a car park. So we'd go in there saying on Monday, training, I'd get my car. Just so happens Bruce is getting out his car and he goes, good morning, how are you today? And if you went, I'm all right, he'd give you a slap and say, no, you feel great today. See him the next day, how are you today? Oh, great, Bruce. That's good to hear. Walk away. And then other days, by fluke or another week later, you park your car, he parks his car, he looks at you with disdain as if he's never seen you before and walks away. Ignores you. But I liked all that. What was it like? Full Metal Jacket. Yeah. So yeah, Bruce Rare was a great motivator. What he did, third, second, first, remarkable. You know, I've said that a million times, but I always repeat it. I do talks and I always mention it. Fergie won the league, Marino won the league, brilliant. But they've always had loads of money, pet money, and Bruce Rare had nothing. We were on our ass as a club. The gates were locked. Majority of local lads, no money. You had to go to town hall to pick up our money. Watch were on gear. Training, Stewart's Park, Doggy Park, any park, Dog Shit Park. And third, second, first and consecutive season was unbelievable. And we beat Chelsea, who were the top league side. So Bruce Rare should always be remembered in the history. The 86 team, well revered. People still appreciate when we do this for Gary Parkinson. People still turn up in their droves because they remember that period, what the lads went through. No money. Imagine today's team. Oh, there's no money. every contract's broken. You're going to stick ways. You think we'd all go, oh yeah, we'll stay. We could have all buggered off, but we didn't. We still had a true captain. I mentioned that. Run out of time, sorry. Matt Scorsese, I haven't seen anything in Mika Hamilton that says he's ready to step into the first team. He looks out of his depth, Bernie. I say, Mark, yeah, I would agree at the minute he does. I'll give him more time and more games, because he's not played a lot of games, but when he has looked off it. He looks timid, frail to a degree. You can see he's got a bit of skill, but you need more than that. But the thing is, believe it or not, if you're a footballer, which I'm sure Hamilton is, he's got a few tricks. He showed a few tricks second half, quick feet. If you're loaded with skill and ability, the Premier League's the place to be, the top flight, rather than the Championship or the division below, because they just kick shit out of you. I was told that with Gary McAllister. Remember Gary McAllister? Played for Liverpool, Scottish. He played for Leicester City, and they beat us the time we went into the playoffs. They had nothing to play for, came here, he scored a goal, Peter Weir scored a goal for Leicester, last game of the season. They had nothing to play for. We were getting automatic promotion if results went their way, and we ended up in the playoffs. And I remember talking to Gary in the play. I knew him for Glasgow, nightclubs in Glasgow. And he came up to me, I was having a soft drink, and he says, listen, all the best, Bernie, you'll like it better when you get into the Premier League, because they let you play, or the top flight at the time, the old First Division. And he was right. When I went into the old First Division and Queen Premier, I loved it. They did give you more time. When you get into the last third, they were better defensively, but they weren't big hatchet men and hammer throwers like the Championship and divisions below. There was a bit of respect there. So, and I thought at the time, are you joking, Gary? But he was right. Thanks for doing your bit for keeping the club alive to this day, and the rest of us. Cheers, Simon. It took us some time to settle. Same will probably happen for Hamilton. He was good at Watford. That's what I mean. And we says about Akpom. Akpom took a year to settle. I was sitting with my mates in Standard saying Akpom. And I interviewed Akpom. You can backtrack it on my Total BS podcast. I went to training ground and chatted to him. But I could, I says to him, to his face, I says, listen, I was critical, a lot of people were, but I was one of them. I couldn't see what you actually had and what you were going to deliver. But it came. But then Michael Carrick coming was a blessing, because Michael Carrick gave him the licence to go and score, and with very good players round about him, and obviously Gel's the biggest provider on the left. So a lot of things made him click. I don't know how he's doing it. Ajax. Is it Ajax? Yeah, I've not really heard about him now. How we missed Azaz and Morris. Well, we did, but if we've got 28 players, we shouldn't have to rely on 2 players or 3 players. Every team's got injuries. But 28-man squad, hey, we could play the reserves surely on Saturday, beat Hull City. Apologies, Bernie, I was referring to that photo to you on the left. Thought it was Guy Speed, but it's you in a white shirt. Nah, it's alright, mate, don't worry about it, yeah. Yeah, as I said, I didn't want to see all it was me, yeah. No, Gary Speed was a lovely man, great footballer. Yeah, just tragic. I'll read a few of these out. We're nearly finished. Where are we here? Where are we? Hull City, so for Paul. Hull City managerless, 3 points off rock bottom. Yes, they get rid of Racinha and brought in Tim Walker. And then he went, didn't he? They've only won, as I seen a stat today, Hull City in the last 17 league games, this is what we're up against Saturday, they've won 3. Surely we could pick a team at the stands to beat Hull City. Eh? Mike says we have to beat another bad managerless team on Saturday, Hull City, and then 3 toughies in the bounce. Yeah, I think you're referring to, Mike. We've got Burnley, Leeds United, and then Millwall. So it's Burnley and Leeds away, and then Millwall at home, and then in the month of December we play Burnley again. Hull didn't even win in a pre-season. Pre-season, never really buy into the pre-season things. I've told a story before, I'll tell you. Pre-season, right? Pre-season's about getting your fitness, your first touch, your breathing, getting to know your new surroundings, your new teammates. It's no more than that. We went to Sweden under Bruce Rehn, Colin Todd, and we played Swedish teams and we were winning like 8-9-0, 6-1. We didn't take it too seriously. one of the lads in that team, our team, I'll not say his name, he was like top scorer of that pre-season tournament. That season in 46 games he scored 1. Yet he scored 6 in Sweden. Means nothing. Lenny Lawrence. Lenny took us away to... No. Yeah, it was Isle of Man. I think it was Isle of Man. Anyway, it was Wales. And we played the last pre-season game. This was in the old championship. And that was the year we got promoted. And we played a Wales team. I don't know if it was Wrexham. And we get beat 5-0, 5 or 6. We were humiliated, battered. And this was the final preparation game we did that season. And then that season, we got promoted into the Premier League. 92. When we beat Wolves at Molineux. So really, pre-season, I've never bought any pre-season. Kid-on games. They're just about fitness talks, getting to know your new teammates. No more than that. Yeah, it's good if you're straight to get a goal or two. I get that, but... Yeah. Right, so I'll read these, and that's me. We are 5 minutes. Where are we? Yeah, Bernie, I heard you giving your opinion on player of the match. Could you repeat it for Paula? Did I? Not tonight. I did it last week, and I did it in the Red Radio the other night. Yeah, somebody says, oh, you can't say man of the match. What are you on about? You can't say man of the match. If I'm watching Middlesbrough, what am I going to say? It's man of the match. I've won a few man of the matches. If you watch the man's game, it's man of the match. I don't fall into the trap of somebody comes at me, it's player of the match. No, no, my watch should be done. Nobody will brainwash me to say otherwise. You're man of the match. And if you don't agree with that, then you're an idiot. You want to get yourself a life. Man of the match. If you watch a women's game, it's woman of the match. I've always said man of the match. People try and cut across you and say, oh, you can't say it. Well, of course you can say it. What are you on about? Look at Souness, Graham Souness. Graham Souness gets sacked off Sky. He says, oh, today was a real man's game. Well, he was watching a man's game. And he played in hundreds of men's games for Liverpool and for Middlesbrough, Scotland, captain, 3 European Cups. And he's getting people on his case because he says it was a real man's game. Well, he's watching men's football. I only watch men's football, so it's a man's game and it's man of the match. I'm not falling into a trap. Somebody says, oh, you can't. Of course you can. As I say, if you get upset with that, you're an idiot. I don't care what you call it. You can call it what you want. I'm not against anything. Just get on with it. But for me, it's man of the match. And in the scheme of things, it's absolutely nothing. Sky don't need any excuse to get rid of old white box, but hey ho, mankind. As I say, we know what goes on in the world. The world's full of box ticking now. They don't pick the best. I'm intrigued to see who gets Lineker's job. I'm not a fan of BBC, never have been. Locally or nationally, never been a fan. Boring broadcasting company, I've called them for years, but I'm intrigued to see who gets Lineker's. Got a wee idea in my head, but yeah, we'll find out, won't we? Have to beat another. No, I've read that. Bernie, I heard you giving your opinion. I've mentioned that. Yeah. Nailed it about the man of the match crap. Good banter tonight again, Bernie. Cheers, Mark. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Nobody's going to brainwash me or try and tell me what I should say. I like to think I'm a good guy. I'm a charitable guy. I'm an opinionated guy. But nobody's going to tell me how to deliver words. I mean, I hear the buzzword now, between the lines. Fuck off. Between the lines. The game's never changed. This is a buzzword now, between the lines and player of the match, and you can't say this and you can't say, what a load of tripe. People dying, getting bombed, slashed and raped, and we're worried about a word. If you're one of them, you want to go and see somebody. You've got a problem. You're off your tree, man. Drives me crackers, all this bull. Anyway, let's concentrate on football. We're running out of time. Yeah, we've only got, a couple of minutes. Do you agree Blackburn defeat was down to too many absentees? Paul? No. 28-man squad? No. If we had 40-man squad when I played, then definitely it causes problems, but no, 28-man squad, no. And Carrick, as I said earlier, Carrick says a few weeks ago, this is the best squad of players he's ever had. Hammy, I don't think it's Gary Hamilton. Oh, he says Hammy and then Hamilton. What's he all about? Where does he actually play? Well, as I say, Hammy, I'm led to believe he's a right-sided player, but he's never going to get in there at the minute because he don't. He did come on at the expense of McGree last night, who limped off early doors or got taken off. Playing on the left, but predominantly right-footed, kept cutting in, so looked uncomfortable. I know sometimes they say if you're a right-footer on the left, you can cut in into your favourite foot and have a shot, but I didn't see him with many shots. Nathan says, what did you think of Alien last night? No, I've mentioned Alien, look, great professional. He's still going to get a good run this season, but for me, I would rather see Dick Steelan. He's younger, faster, sharper. Not as good a head as Alien, or maybe not as good a defender, but he can still, his pace can get him out of trouble. Aliens won't, but as I say, if Alien can't give Doak the ball regular, then Dick Steele should be in. And if Dick Steele doesn't give him the ball, then we need to get somebody else to put it right back. So that's my thing on that. Oh, it's 11 o'clock. Matt says, I agree, only fit for Australia. I sense a bit of sarcasm there. Louis says, the Legends Lounge in Banter was a lot better than the game last night, and I enjoyed Peter Wright, the Yorkshire vet. Yeah, thanks, Louis. Yeah, my guest last night in the Legends Lounge, which I host every match day, was Peter Wright, the Yorkshire vet. It's on Channel 5. It's meant to be a really interesting programme. I'm an animal lover, but I don't like to see him operating in animals. He had my dog in a few weeks ago. He seemed like he's coming on the telly down the line. But anyway, yeah, so I don't really watch it, but Peter is my pal and he's a great guy, and he's what I believe you see in the telly is that is what he is. He's a genuine guy. What was that? It was Jerry. I thought Tom and Jerry. Jerry says, what was the 40-year thing that was on your social media? Yeah, it was I think yesterday, a couple of lads arranging surprise guests to come to my 40th anniversary, 40 years in Teesside, in October. 40 years in Teesside come October. I know it's a bit away, but there's only, I think, 250 people can get in. So I'm going to tell the dates that next week and whatever else, tables and whatever. A few people's inquired, but I don't even know myself because the other lads are arranging. It's nothing to do with me. I'm just going to turn up and hopefully a few surprise guests will turn up. But yeah, I think the idea is to get like, this is your life kind of thing. Remember the guy, I don't even remember the guy. Laugh out loud, my mum's only 44. You used to carry this big book and that kind of idea. Anyway, so yeah, but it's a bit off, but yeah, that's what that's about, Jerry. Frank says, who's the next in the podcast? Enjoyed Ian Baird. Frank, Ian Baird was part 1, part 2, this week and next week, this Monday and next Monday. Every Monday I listen to podcasts, I put a clip on a day. It's not just footballers or managers. I've did singers and bands. I've did comedians, did boxers, did referees by Jeff Lang. So I've done a host of different people. And this week next week I'm interviewing a young local band. I love my music. I'm intrigued with bands. I've listened to them. I thought, hey, they've ruined this lot. So I'm going to have a chat with them. So should be good. I say music's amazing. Gregor Reich, a true inspiration, well done, Callum. That's something come up, it's no directed at me. Gregor Reich, I follow on social network, and Gregor's the son of Bruce, believe it or not. I've just been talking about Bruce. Anyway, so who's your next podcast? Yeah, the next podcast is David Hodgson, Hodgie. Some great stories for Hodgie about Middlesbrough, going to Liverpool, mixing with the king. He did me a favour, Hodgie, 2 years ago. We got married, and my boyhood hero was Dalglish, was Dalglish. And Kenny did a bit on camera, not for public, but he did one and it was really funny. I know he comes across as doing that on the telly or whatever, but I did hear he's a character behind the scene, and they put a good clip on. I showed somebody today actually. He was sitting in his lounger, had a bit of spiel, and very nice. Anyway, somebody says, what is that? What's the badges on you? Badges, this charming man. Big mouth strikes again. Anyway, listen, thanks very much for watching. Let's hope we can do the business on Saturday. 12:30 kickoff. Mind, take your jammies off and your nightcap and your slippers. You're not going to the Riverside dressed like that. Get wrapped up because no doubt it'll be another cold one. Cold last night, Baltic. Yeah, 12:30 kick-off. Disappointing that. Early kick-offs. But anyway, 12:30 kick-off, finished earlier. Then I'll be in the Dovecote, and then I'll be doing Facebook, YouTube Live at 5:30. 5:30 I'll be doing Saturday, hopefully discussing a victory. And then in the Monday, you can listen to Tobias' podcast, and it's David Hodgson, part 1. And then at 6 o'clock on the Monday, I'll be doing the Red Radio from Middlesbrough. Thank you very much. Up the borough. And listen. No, don't listen to anything. Just get on with your life. Enjoy it. See you later. Up the borough. Cheers.